up, heathens? We're gonna listen to this message from Papa Duck. Shout out to Papa Duck. I ain't here to share your channel, but y'all go to Papa Duck on YouTube. In the search bar, you got a powerful message here. Let's get into it.
What? Wait, how'd you get out of the house? Oh my God, Whiskers, are you okay? Can you jump up and press the garage door button?
Yo, what's happening, man? Your boy Papa Duck. I've been saying this for the longest. Black women, they use y'all. And I hope nobody don't get offended, okay? Please don't get offended.
Listen to
I'm about to break it all down. Just last month in April, over 106,000 black women lost their job. 106,000 lost their job. Gone from financial stability and gone from a system that used y'all, and now they trying to throw y'all away. I'm about to break it all down. I need y'all to pay close attention because I've been saying this for the longest. You understand me? They've been preparing for this. Telling our women, y'all don't need a man. Be on your own. You know what I'm saying? Telling our women, y'all independent. Y'all don't need no man. And they did this shit through they did this through #1 hit songs, right? That they put millions of dollars behind. They did this through TV shows. They spreaded this message through propaganda. They use massive marketing and they use influencers. And now that most black women has been tricked into that narrative, here is the truth. They use the most powerfulest player on the chessboard, which is the queen. They use the queen to conquer the king. Now it all makes sense. I'm about to break it all the way down. Listen, bro. I'm about to break it all the way down. Cause most people can't. Most people wonder or can't even explain how we got here. And I've been saying this for years, right? Check this out. Decades ago, a silent war began. Okay, but the battlefield wasn't in the streets. It was in the homes, the black homes. This is where it started. The government didn't just disrupt black families. They reprogrammed them. They reprogrammed black families. And I'm finna tell you how they did it. Remember when I kept telling y'all about the man in the house rule? And I saw a lot of people making fun of that. I say, go do your own research. Please go to Google. Google the man in the house rule. But if you don't know what that is, I'm about to tell you, the man in the house rule was a welfare policy that denied benefits to families with a man present in the household. Doesn't matter if he's the biological father or the non-biological father, or regardless of his role or contribution to the family. This policy was enforced in 1960. So in the 60s, they did this. Moving forward, this was designed to discourage cohabitation and ensure that only women with children would receive assistance. Excuse me. Think about that. They've been planning this. Moving on to today. This is why I say it's going to make all the sense in the world. Please stay with me. Please share this. So with them pushing this policy and telling women you don't need a man, it makes it very clear. As Willie Lynch said, turn the woman against the man and you will succeed in breaking up black families. See what I'm saying? We don't control the narrative. This is why we'll never be where we need to be. We don't control the laws. We don't write none of this stuff up. We just abide by it. Now check this out. If you want help from the government, who wasn't giving black men jobs by design anyway, but if you want help from the government, right? If you want their help, the black man can't live with you. He gotta go. Black women were incentivized and coerced to survive without the black man. See how it all started to make sense? When you align it with all the stuff you see on TV, the strong woman, independent, the masculine, see it starting to make sense. So you see there's no possible place in the home for a black man. And now the government becomes the father. Now who you call daddy? You see how our women was coerced for this, oh, I'm independent and all this, and there was an agenda behind it. When it comes to entertainment, that was one of the echo chambers. TV shows, music, films, all singing the same tune, bro. They all saying the same thing. I don't need a man, But who funded those messages? Who profited from black division? You tell me, divide and discard. Who profited from black division? Black women led in job losses, tech layoffs, healthcare, cutbacks. And now the system done using our sisters. They were overrepresented in education, healthcare, admin jobs are now being automated or eliminated by AI. No warning, no safety net, no respect, no nothing. Now you see why they was pushing this agenda. You gave them your loyalty, you gave them your labor, your brilliance. Now they trying to put you out in the cold with all of us broken up. You see what I'm saying? Most men cook better now than women. Why? Because for the last 20 years, it was, I'm independent, I don't need you. Now you see why they was pushing this, right? Now you gotta think, dog, the system sold you. It came with no backup plan. 106,000 jobs gone, meaning 106,000 homes destabilized. 106,000 children watching their moms cry at night. 106,000 households wondering what happened to the strong black woman. I keep telling you, we don't control the narrative. They putting all this women liberation in y'all head and making y'all say, well, we could vote too. We need to be out voting and doing what men do, and not know it was an agenda behind that shit. Black families have the lowest generational wealth and the highest eviction rates. Think about this, bro. But this isn't just about black women, losing jobs. This is about black people losing unity. This is what it's all about. Break them up. Break them up. They told her she didn't need him. They told him he wasn't good enough. And while we fought each other, the system robbed us both. I've been saying this shit for the longest.
It's here. The Memorial Day mattress sale is
Talk
going
your shit,
on
bro.
now.
Talk your shit, bro.
This is the Memorial Day mattress sale only at Raymore Platinum.
I've been saying this for the longest. But here's the real agenda. They don't need us divided, right? They don't need us divided. They just don't need us, period. Right? They used our women to get to us. Break it all up. You know what I'm saying? Automation is replacing the very jobs black women held. Okay? Affordable housing, gone. Food prices going up. Welfare just a revolving door. That's all it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this was never about helping black women or helping black men. This wasn't never about helping us. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't about that. This shit was all about breaking us up. And now black women, you're seeing it. You should see directly through all the BS from all the stuff they've been starting from day one to now. It's here now. You were never the final plan. You was just a phase. A pawn. That's it. That's it, bro. They messed over all of us. You feel what I'm saying? But we still have a choice. We can stop pointing fingers and start holding hands. You feel me? We can rebuild what they tried to destroy. You feel me? But you got to have this. There's
too many organizations in the black African American community, brother. I know you mean well, your message and everything, but it's too much division in the African American community, especially when it comes to them females. You know that and I know that, brother. You know what I mean? Straight up. To this day, they still fighting for what? No unity in the black community. You know what I mean? But I understand your message mean well, but I feel you. These jokers is gone, bro. These jokers is gone, man. They done been brainwashed. They done been hoodwinked. They done been led astray, know what I mean? Straight up, flat out. You see it. We try to wake them up. They don't want to be woke up. They far gone at this point. Far gone. They got that battery in their back. Understand me? If you ain't part of their organization, they ain't got nothing for you, bro. Understand me? That Divine Nine bullshit. None of that shit helped our community. It only helped those people that was part of that go along, get along. You understand me? Which transpired to, and I got the videos up and the proof up. I ain't jaw jacking. Freemasons, Elks, Eastern Stars, they follow foolishness. You understand me, brother? And if you ain't part of none of that foolishness, they ain't got nothing for you. Continue though with your message. You mean well.
I didn't know why. You understand me? Black women, I'm gonna tell y'all like this here. Black women, us black men, we need y'all. Y'all need us. We need each other. They turned us against each other and made us enemies right in front of our face, bro. Because without unity, there is no future. It's over with. If we don't come together, and I'm trying to tell you quick and fast, it's over with. Them folk broke us up right in front of our faces, man. And they use music. Like I told y'all, these are the things they used. Okay? You got to understand the plan, the bigger picture is, as long as they, because you got to remember, back in the day with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, it was the black families putting up the, you see how they putting up money today for these racist motherfuckers?
And they also said don't join these organizations. The blind lead the blind, they all end up in a ditch, brother. Know what I mean? We ain't gonna discuss that though. They even marry within. Like you might have an Eastern Star marrying a Mason. You understand me? You might have somebody from the Divine Nine, one of those Greek organizations, marrying somebody from another Greek organization with foolishness. Your speech means well, but these motherfuckers is going, bro. They far going right now. Ain't no coming back. Like I said, they took an oath to that foolishness. They caught up. They don't got the most high in them at all, brother. You understand me? At all, they don't. They might say it with their tongue and lips, like the Most High saying Matthews, but their heart is far from the Most High. You understand me, brother? Facts. And I know you mean well, because I fucks with you. You heard? Continue with your speech, though. It's a powerful speech.
You see how they putting up money today for these racist motherfuckers? Shooting people, GoFundMe, and don't even go to jail. George Zimmerman making money, being famous at the same time, not even going to jail. Right? They being funded. People funding them. Back in the day, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and other, black leaders was funded by black families. They had to break the black family up. So let's recap. Right? Let's recap. This is what's happening, right? The man in the house rules I always talked about. You can go Google it right now, because a lot of people think I just be talking. Go Google it. The man in the house rule, right? And our women from the early 60s, from the 60s, to say, if you got a man in that house, I don't care if he the father, I don't care if it's just somebody, your little side dude. Long as he in that house, I don't care if he contributing or not. Long as he in that house, you cannot get no assistance from the government. Now remember, black men won't get no damn jobs.
At US Bank, we think the best relationship should feel easy. From dating to getting more serious.
Men won't get no damn jobs at all. So they made sure the black men ain't have nothing, and then they made sure that if a black woman wanted to survive, you got to come to them. You see the plan? What the hell is the man being in the house have to anything? If anything, if the man in the house, that's help. That's even more here, because y'all know y'all weren't getting niggas no jobs. So I'm just trying to show y'all how they played us, right? Now that you either kicking him out, right? Because now you got black men getting their propaganda. Our propaganda was, we want to be dope boys. We want to have as much sex as many women we could. And they use the same thing. They use music. They use shows. Remember, the people that was writing shows for black people was Jewish people. People that never lived a day in their life in our house, in our household. Don't know nothing about black culture. But they painting the narrative because they own the TV stations. They own all the radio stations, the record companies. So I'm trying to show you how all this played a role. So now that we don't want to see or want to be with one woman because they promoting this shit to be cool, you got to be humping 1 million women. Now the women saying, well, forget y'all, we don't need y'all anyway. We got the government, the father now, because the government going to make sure my bills. That's the new independence, not for all, but for most. Not for all women. I know some of y'all ain't never been on no, not talking about y'all, but for most, yes. But look at the play. We played right into their hands, bro. They conditioned us to be the way that we are. And that's why I say, not by women being promoted to women saying, you don't need a man, be independent.
So by you saying all that, do you agree with me? Everything that was taught to us was a motherfucking lie.
Now they laying women off. Black women, they laying you off. They done with you. Right? And I'm not saying this going to affect every black woman, but it's going to affect a lot of our women. Okay? And the only way we can stop this shit is we got to understand what it is. Remember, AI taking over everything. I just seen a dude that's an extra.
And what makes this video so deep, because I'm just thinking about Crozier and Taylor's hospital being shut down. How many people that lives in Chester worked in Crozier? Everybody would say, oh, if something was to happen to you, oh, I ain't going to Crozier. The whole city work over there. So yes, it did affect a whole lot of people by them hospitals being shut down.
Saying now that they got artificial intelligence that can read x-rays, that man said he finna go apply to Walmart and hopefully they give him a job. It's over. So not only just black women being played, at some level, we're all being played. That's a lot of motherfucking layoffs. 106,000 black women just in the month of May. Go look it up. Go Google it. Lost their job. So before we was, you know, they paraded our black women. They paraded women in general, really. But now they don't need you. They don't need you. They don't need you. They don't need you. Long as they gonna sign these, you know, certain people that gonna rap about the agendas. Like I said, you can't make it to the top unless you serving them. This is what people understand. This is what I had to realize. I've been in New York. I sat down and meet with Def Jam, Universal. If you're not talking about what they want to hear, nothing going with their agenda, don't give a damn how you look and where you from. Rap about women ain't shit. And we're going to put all this money behind you. Because I try to tell y'all, they not going to fund a revolution. You are crazy if you think that. You think they finna put millions of dollars up behind an artist to go out there and rap about liberating his people when they making millions and billions of dollars off you, when they're able to control you, when they're able to do population control because we killing each other. It works in their favor all the way around. And the only way we can stop this is if we come together. See, these rappers got all these money, be flashing their money and all that shit. We the ones putting the money in their pocket. These people looking at us like we got to be crazy, but we're not crazy. These same motherfuckers that say we crazy are the same motherfucker that programmed us to think the way we think. But the only thing about it, when they turn around and blow up in their face, when one of these kids be taught, they done taught us all this gangster shit, and one of these legit boys run up on their ass. Oh, now it's you this, you that. You can't train a dog to kill. And when he kill, you want to talk shit about it. So you have to look at it like that. Stop letting them paint the narrative on us when they are the ones that's in control of the narrative. That don't make sense. Like, you feel me? You come to my school, I teach you what I want to teach you. to make sure your ass go out there in that world, be dumb, deaf, and blind. And when you go out there and do all kind of crazy shit, I also got TV stations to make you look bad. I got jails to house you, and I got cemeteries to put your ass on the ground. We're in a lose-lose situation. The only way we can come about it is I tell you, you can't free a slave unless he or she knows they're in bondage. Man, you at a war for your mind right now, man. And these people gave you your religion. If you're a black Christian, they gave you that religion. You know that, right? The only thing you know is what's in that book. You know nothing about nothing about the laws of Mayat, where they stole all the 10 Commandments from. You know what I'm saying? You know nothing about energy. You know nothing about ley lines. You know nothing about spirituality, not religion. Spirituality, because they done spooked us from that. We think everything about spirituality is about, oh, that shit, oh, that voodoo, oh, that's this, oh, that's bad. Wow.
As a gut, people trust me. But when it comes to knowing if you're overpaying on car insurance, that's above my pay.
Oh, that shit, oh, that voodoo, oh, that's this, oh, that's bad. Wow. Everything has a positive and a negative. It all depends on how you use it. That's common sense. Anything can be used for something good. Anything can be used for something bad. They use their school system for something bad. They use their TV stations for something bad. Everything that these people do, and I'm talking about the motherfuckers that's running the world, well, the devil is their God. You gotta understand this, bro. Understand this. Your ignorance ain't gonna save you just because you don't know, just because you want to play crazy, just because you want to act like this shit. Nigga, this shit common sense. Everything these people do, right, is in the name of their God, which is the devil. Okay? And this is why they're going to paint this narrative on us. This is why most of us can't go to war, because we still think it's...
Now, let me piggyback off that, because, like I said, all these organizations follow who? The Baphomet, which is who? Lucifer, the devil. I agree with you if you're talking about our peoples need to put that foolishness down and denounce that fuck shit. You understand me? Let's get to it. You're on the right path with it. You understand me? But you got to come at your people. You got to tell them, look, you got to denounce all that foolishness. We all know that. That's Greek worshiping. That's foolishness. That's satanic like a motherfucker. The Baphomet taking an oath to some fuck shit. I agree with you. Continue, brother.
About walking around wearing the latest Jordans and shit. Man, you lost, homie. How the hell you think these people got our women to turn against us? No other culture cares about the 50-50 shit, right? And it's not the fact that, like I tell people, you'll be crazy to be with a person, whether woman or female, and y'all don't do it together. The people the guys that you see that's paying for everything, and they don't care about the 50-50, you gotta understand these people culture is what keeps them entangled, keeps them intact. They culture. We don't have no culture. Right? Black people in America know shit about their African culture. Right? You know nothing. Cause the people, they scripted from us, but they still got their culture. They give us all this European bullshit. They give us all these pagan ass holidays. Like, bro, you locked in box. These people got cultural experiences, right? They do everything culturally. We just do whatever they taught us. And the shit they teach us, they don't do it themselves. This is equivalent to Chinese people coming to the hood selling us crabs. Man, them people don't even eat that shit. They don't eat it. So the things they telling us to do, they don't do it. You don't see no motherfucking Jewish women online shaking their ass. You feel me? Right. When these people have ceremonies, they shit be intact. Our shit don't. We spend more money on the wedding, and the statistics tells you the more money you spend on the wedding, statistically, are the ones that be together a year or two. And the ones that just walk in the courtroom and say I do and go about their business, they stay together the longest. Man, we ass backwards and upside down because we don't control the narrative. We don't have culture. Man, we fucked up, man. Bad. Because we living in this Western world where these Western ass devils are going to make sure that because we the chosen ones, baby. They sell Melanin, man. But you see my hand? Why you think my hand is real light right here? Like people who think they know how to pray, they don't know how to pray. You supposed to pray on the ground with no shoes on, so you grounding. Right, on your knees and your foot planted in the ground so you can get that charge. And when you hold your hand up and pray, this right here, you know what this is, bro? At the end of the day, right? These ain't number solar panels to the sun. Solar panels. But you don't have that education. Right? Everything about God, you know about some white dude in the sky. Most people that read the Bible understand it's written in parables. Allegory. What is allegory? Stories. I never say don't believe in the Most High God. Just don't believe in what they're trying to tell you. Man, wake your ass up, man. God ain't gonna punish you because you want to know the truth, man. All I'm saying is this. They used the black women. They used the queen to conquer the king. And I just showed y'all how they did it. And now that they don't need the black women, they're going to be firing the black women. They're going to be putting other ethnic groups as they've been doing before black women. And then you got to deal with AI. All these narratives you see on Facebook and social media, man, they are the ones pushing it, bro. I told y'all, go watch Social Dilemma. They tell you how they start wars with memes. If you a blood over here and you a crip over here, they create a meme and say, hey, send this to the bloods, talking crap about the bloods, making it seem like it came from the crips. They start wars. They paint perceptions. They see what work and don't work. All the shit we like and don't like, come in on and don't come in on. Those people know everything. They get ahead of our decision making based off this data. So they know, oh, black women, a lot of them talking about their ass. So let's keep them dumb, deaf, and blind and show a lot of videos of women coming from Colombia with nice asses. Don't show them the ones with their ass leaking and they catching all kind of infections. No, they got the ability to send this out to millions of people. And they shadow ban people like me, people who want to put the truth out.
Make this 13-hour brisket your right now brisket. Employee pricing across a full lineup.
Fun fact, Hank. Ford assembles the most vehicles in the country.
They shadow ban people like me, people who want to put the truth out. They only how a motherfucker got 1 million followers and bitch only 3,000 people seeing this shit. They suppressing the views, bro, and they let what they want to get out there get out there. That's why I say these people will never let us use their TV stations, their social medias. They'll never let us use any publication, newspaper. They'll never let us use those things in order to paint the narrative for our people. I say this shit all the time. These motherfuckers shouldn't be allowed to write about black women or black men. And when we see their ideas and they finna put that shit out to the world, we should have some type of board. Oh no, you can't put us out there like that. Oh no, you got our women doing what? Oh no, you can't do that. And we sue them, we fine them, we get that shit shut down. They have to go through us. But
them bitches hard
they can
headed,
put us
bro.
out there however they want. We can't put them out there
Them
like that.
bitches
'cause
hard
we
headed.
don't
They want
own
to be
no fucking
more
Hollywood.
men than
And
men,
every
you
dollar we
heard?
spend with these motherfuckers, we are funding our own demise in some type of way.
But you got them house niggas selling us out.
Hey man, I ain't want this
P.
video to be
Diddy,
this long.
you know that,
but I
bro.
hope you made it this far, and if you did, I know you rock with me.
Damn right, I
Thank
rock
you so
with
much
you.
for me being
Shit.
allowed to be heard. Put your comments on the bottom of this video. I just want to get people to think. Like, just think of what's going on and what's happening, bro. Like, come on, bro. Take your platform, man. Put out there how you feel, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. But like I say, man, it's gonna get worse before it get, it's gonna get worse before it get, better. You know what I'm saying? All that Trump stuff and all that shit is distraction, bro. At the end of the day, real, true power is unseen. You can't see it. You don't know who they are. They'll never reveal themselves. And if you don't dig and do your research of these mega mega powerful
George
families,
Soros.
you're gonna
Alex
stay
Soros.
thinking that Donald Trump is the one doing this and doing that. He's a fucking puppet, okay? That's it. No power. Okay? He's just delegating. Well, they delegating through him. Anyway, man, I love y'all. Put your comments on the bottom of this video. This is a community where we learn from each other. Check out all the goodies that I got in the description. And like I tell y'all all the time, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. I'm telling y'all, man, you gotta be lost. Okay? And I hope that y'all learn some from this video. So like I said, I want this video to be this long, but thank y'all so much. Please share. Please share. And make sure you go to ubuntuapparel.com. I know y'all see, in the background. So yes, I do all this by myself. Okay? I love y'all, man. I'll get with y'all on the next one. Peace.
You listen to this coon ass nigga, Hakeem Jeffers. Jaw jacking as usual. Let's listen to what he said, y'all. House nigga was jaw jacking, man.
What would you, your statement the other day after there was this incident in Newark, you said they better not touch our members.
Correct.
What happens if they were to go and arrest these members, or if they would try to sanction them to the House of Representatives?
They'll find out.
What would you do? I mean,
They'll
what
find out.
recourse? I mean, but doesn't that broach a?
They'll find out.
Doesn't that go across?
That's a red line.
What's the red line though? I mean, I know we have to speak.
It's a red line. It's very clear. First of all, I think that so-called Homeland Security spokesperson is a joke. It's a joke. They know better than to go down that road, and it's been made loudly and abundantly clear to the Trump administration. We're not going to be intimidated by their tactics to try to force principled opposition from not standing up to their extremism. It hasn't happened during the entirety of this failed term. It didn't happen when Donald Trump temporarily was sitting high in the immediate aftermath of the election. Do you think it's going to happen now, when he's the most unpopular president in American history after his first 100 days? Give me a break. No one's intimidated by this dude. No one. And so there are clear lines that they just dare not cross.
This her clashing with the ICE agents in the detention center, trying to look after the illegal migrants. That was them house niggas doing that raid in the detention center, right? And we heard what Hakeem Jeffers said, right? Now check this out, y'all, to show you that nigga wasn't doing nothing but jaw jacking, putting batteries in these house niggas' back, having them get arrested, getting criminal records on their background. And it's going to continue to happen, ladies and gentlemen. As long as them house niggas keep jumping out the window, going into these ICE detention centers, trying to look after these illegal migrants, it will be more arrests coming. And it's not a racist thing. It's a common sense thing. God damn it. And get it fucked up.
Democratic Representative LaMonica McIver has been charged with assault over a clash with federal officers outside an ICE detention center. Prosecutors allege McIver slammed her forearms into immigration officers during the scuffle. The incident began when the New Jersey representative toured an ICE center in Newark with Democratic Representatives Bonnie Watson Coleman and Robert Menendez Jr. While exiting the facility, a scuffle broke out with ICE agents who were attempting to block protesters from entering the gates. McIver has declined to accept an offer for a plea deal and denies any wrongdoing. Joining me with more is the Hills Courts and legal reporter Zach Schoenfeld. Zach, so you were able to look over the charging documents. What exactly is McIver accused of?
Hey, Drew, these charging documents now provide us the most detailed picture yet as to what McIver is being accused of. She's being charged with 2 counts, both the same charge, and that is assaulting a federal employee while they are performing their official duties. So we're talking about an ICE agent and then a second agent who works in the Department of Homeland Security. The criminal complaint essentially lays out what you're seeing in the video footage right now, saying that when officials tried to arrest the Newark mayor that day, that the Congresswoman attempted to create a human shield around him to protect him. The complaint goes on to say that when she was doing that at one point she slammed her forearms into one of the agents. So it's that alleged physical contact that she made with the agents that is the basis for this assault charge.
Now, as I mentioned, there were several other officials there. Why was it that McIver is being singled out here?
Yeah, this announcement was interesting because the U.S. Interim Attorney for New Jersey, Alina Habba, who of course previously worked in Trump's White House and before that was one of his personal attorneys in some of his civil cases, she said that her office had attempted to reach a resolution with the Congresswoman that wouldn't result in her office bringing charges. Now, Habba didn't elaborate on exactly what those options were, but we do know from a CNN interview that McIver has done, she said that the office was forcing her to admit to things that she didn't believe she had done. So it seems that there was some requirement for her to admit wrongdoing, issue an apology, things along those lines. But the Congresswoman instead vowing to fight these charges and allowing them to be brought against her. Now, the announcement was also interesting because at the same time that Habba's office was bringing these new charges against the Congresswoman, her office announced that they were dropping the charge that had been levied against the Newark mayor who was arrested that day. Prosecutors had charged him with a misdemeanor trespassing charge. Habba's announcement said that they are passing on that charge for the sake of moving on, but they said that the conduct that the Congresswoman did cannot be overlooked.
Right.
How rare is it for a sitting member of Congress to be facing a federal criminal complaint?
You know, it's not something we see every day, but it's by far from unprecedented. Just look at the last few years for a few examples. We had Senator Bob Menendez, the Democrat from New Jersey, former chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He had been convicted by a jury of corruption charges. You had Representative George Santos, the Republican from New York, who had made up a lot about his background. He had pleaded guilty to fraud charges. He's set to serve a prison sentence here very soon. And then there's also still a pending criminal case against Congressman Henry Cuellar, a Democrat from Texas, on bribery charges. That case is yet to go to trial. It's still remaining in pretrial motion. So, this isn't the first time that by any means that we've seen a member of Congress be charged, but it certainly is a sharp escalation here. It's the first sitting lawmaker to be charged by the Trump administration since the president took office back in January. And of course, the actual facts of this case are a bit different than some of those other bribery and corruption charges that we so often see when members of Congress are charged with a crime.
Zach, it's interesting. There was some reporting over the weekend in the Washington Post that the DOJ was considering steps to make it easier for U.S. attorneys to charge public officials. Do we know if that played into this case?
We don't know for sure. There's been no public indication in any of the court documents or any statements from officials saying that that step was removed for this. But the reporting from the Washington Post and other outlets in the days leading up to this charge being brought is certainly curious. Typically what had been the rule is that if a U.S. Attorney's Office somewhere in the country wanted to bring a case against a member of Congress, they had to go through what's known as the public integrity section, a part of the Justice Department, and essentially added an extra check before prosecutors made that big step of actually bringing some of these more sensitive cases. But even if that step didn't occur in this
Them
case,
niggas in the house doing too much. You had your boy, what was his name? Rung the motherfucking fire bell and shit. These niggas was in that motherfucking doing nigga shit. Grown motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Doing nigga shit. But that budget pass, Trump budget pass, understand me? Let's see what's popping. What they gonna talk about now? What we got going on here, man? They mad. What they mad because Trump confronted that motherfucker from South Africa? The president from South Africa, like, nah, man, what's going on? He had receipts, goddammit. The man had receipts, goddammit. He wanna know what the fuck is going on. Now they upset about that. What they talking about, Greg? What they talking about, bro?
The dramatic scene in the Oval Office today. The tense confrontation, President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa.
Next, another Oval Office meltdown. President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa.
President Trump is being accused of conducting something of a diplomatic ambush of South Africa's president in the Oval Office.
To be with you, I'm Katie Tur. President Trump orchestrated another Oval Office ambush today. Today, Donald Trump meeting with the president of South Africa and attempting to ambush and humiliate that leader.
Zelensky territory, where essentially he was a bit ambushed inside the Oval Office.
Felt like an ambush in there, kind of like the President Zelensky meeting in the Oval Office.
This was an ambush. It was orchestrated.
Cyril Ramaphosa brought his best diplomatic self to this meeting, but nothing could have prepared him for this multimedia ambush.
What started as, to some degree, an ambush.
Well, Katie, I mean, it wasn't ambush.
Ambush.
Ambushed. Ambush.
An ambush.
Ambushing.
Ambush and ambush.
There we go.
Boy. So we got to react to the mainstream liberal media getting their talking points from the Democrat Party as to how they should respond to President Trump's meeting with the president of South Africa yesterday in the Oval Office. That was the most entertaining meeting in the Oval Office with another foreign leader since Zelensky, right? Since President Trump set Zelensky straight, and President Trump decided to set the South African president straight when it comes to the violence against white farmers that is happening in South Africa. And now the mainstream liberal media, they are losing their minds, okay? They are claiming that President Trump ambushed, right? That is the new talking point, right? That's the new word they're using in order to describe what happened here, right? They're saying that President Trump ambushed the South African president. Take a look.
I was just in the White House in an Oval Office meeting between President Donald Trump and Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa. The meeting started off, pretty cordial. They were joking, laughing, talking about golf. But then it turned very tense very quickly when President Trump, he had a video queued up.
Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you.
And literally, I looked over my right shoulder, and there was some White House aide. She had a laptop. She opens up the laptop. You see it happen really quickly. Everyone starts looking my way because I'm standing next to the TV. And then they dim the light, and then they play this video. And everybody had their eyes wide open, like, what is going on? A couple of months ago, Ramaphosa signed a measure into law that allowed the government to take land without providing compensation to the owners. President Trump went ahead to make a statement basically saying that the South African government is confiscating land and they're doing terrible things. This really picked up on a theme that Trump had started in his first term when he also tweeted out that white farmers were having their land seized and that there were mass killings of white people, both of which are untrue. Cyril Ramaphosa, he had been wanting to sit down with Trump to try and clear the air and refocus the relationship because he really wanted to focus on trade. He wanted to focus on economic partnerships. They had prepared for it to go bad, but they couldn't have imagined that this would have happened. The South African delegation was very uncomfortable, right? They were squirming. You had Ramaphosa who had sort of like seemed like he wanted to roll his eyes. When the video was over, Trump took out a stack of news articles and was going through them and saying, these are all people who were killed, and I was able to see some of them, and some of them had nothing to do with killings of white farmers, but it was just a real show. On the South African side, they had Johan Rupert, who's a billionaire, South African, he's white Afrikaner, and he knows both Trump and Ramaphosa, and he played an instrumental role in brokering this meeting. And he basically spoke up and said,
"We have too many deaths, but it's across the board. It's not only white farmers.
Both black and white people are getting killed." For President Ramaphosa, it was a sign that, hey, listen, if there is genocide going on, we would not have this Afrikaner, this very powerful man in the room advocating for South Africa. The meeting essentially turned into an ambush of the South African president. It was very tense and yeah, it really broke down very quickly. What we saw was the pre-meeting meeting, right? So that was before their official meeting, and they went into a working lunch after this meeting. So I think whether they actually get to substantive issues and whether that is able to sort of patch up the relationship, a lot of it is going to depend on whether the South African delegation can successfully get Trump to not focus on the Afrikaner issue anymore.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that, okay? What you have here is left-wing liberal media outlets. Now, all of a sudden, they are making an argument that, well, President Trump should not worry about the alleged violence against minorities in South Africa, right? Don't worry about that. Sweep that aside, right? It's not a big deal, okay? Just focus on all the other things, okay? Don't focus on how they're treating the white farmers, right?
But they focusing on them illegal
now, again,
migrants.
they would never say this
Them
if the roles
LGBT
were reversed,
mooks,
right?
right?
If this was another country that was mostly white and you had a black minority and you had accusations of violence against black minorities, they would never say that, yeah, we should just sweep this aside, right? And just don't worry about it, just move on to another issue, okay? Just focus on other stuff. Again, it's just amazing how that works, right? These people are really showing you, they're showing you straight up, like I've been telling you guys, that these people claiming that they're fighting for so-called equal rights, they're not fighting for equal rights. They're fighting for special rights and special privileges, right? And they see South Africa and what has happened in that country as a roadmap for what they want to do with America. And this is why they're so freaked out about President Trump taking on this issue. So with that being said, I want to react to this CNN panel ambushing Scott Jennings over his defense of President Trump because, again, a lot of these people in the media, they're extremely triggered by what happened in the White House. And it's really hilarious to watch these people melt down over this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
The DraftKings Casino app. It's got something for everyone. Like tons of slots. Winner, early bird dinner.
Let's go ahead and get into this.
But the farmers are not black.
Joining us in our fifth seat at the table is Elise Labott. She is the Edward R. Murrow Press Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations and host of Cosmopolitics on Substack. And you can see there why President Ramaphosa was a negotiator for the anti-apartheid government because he had extraordinary patience in trying to explain to Trump that what he is claiming there in the Oval Office for the world to see is just not true.
That's right. And he also, brought some props with him. He brought some South African golfers, a coffee table book. He knows that, he needs to kind of, in this feudal system, bring gifts to President Trump. It wasn't enough to stop that ambush. But he tried to, correct the facts, let him know that the majority, and there is a lot of crime in South Africa, the majority is not against whites, it's against blacks. The majority is not against farmers, as you said in the intro. President Trump didn't want to hear any of it. It wasn't until one of the golfers and one of the white billionaires that he brought with him have said, look, President Trump, this is what's going on. And I think that's when, then there was a joke about the jet, which we'll talk about later. But that's when I think the meeting kind of turned and the tensions were lowered a little bit.
This is straight out of the conspiracy land of the far right. And it is not based in fact. And it's amazing that this has actually become the foreign policy of the United States based on just straight